Hi everyone, thanks again for tuning in and thank you for subscribing to the channel. I love to play games. So another one piece of me is to learn that I do love to play games, especially card games. I've played with friends and family for years, ever since I was a teenager, or maybe even younger than that, but I do love a really good card game. I love chess. And I do like things that are shiny. So I was born in July and I'm a Cancer girl. A lot of people are, I guess, attributing that to being a little crab and always searching for the shiny things or the treasure, which is why this fits me so well to have a One Piece channel. But I wanted to tell you about how I started to collect the One Piece cards. I had a friend who showed me their cards. They were beautiful and sparkly, and I thought the artwork was fantastic. And so I went and bought my first pack at a local store called We Have Issues. That's here on the Treasure Coast. I only bought just a couple of packs, opened them real quick in the car, and I started my collection that way. Since then, the collection has grown, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys part of my collection, which series I've collected already, show you how I have them into binders, where I got the binders from, show you some of my stuff, and then I also want to tell you about how to play the game. I'm building two decks right now. I'm building Zoro up, and I'm also building Nami up. So I've had some friends that have taught me about how to play the game, and I've been entering into tournaments every weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, at a local comic shop called Treasure Coast Magic in Port St. Lucie, Florida, here on the Treasure Coast, and everyone there is amazing. They have shown me so much, have taught me so much. There's no better way to learn something like this except just to dive in and sit down across somebody and try to play. At first, it seemed very overwhelming. I didn't quite know what I was looking at or what to do. It's the first real game like this that I've ever really played in this essence. I never played any of the other ones, Magic or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! I only really like to collect the shiny cards. So in this video, I'm going to show you my decks, show you a little bit about the intro of how to play, what the cards actually mean if you are collecting them yourselves and you're new to collecting them, and you're looking to just get some information, or if your kids have some and they're learning, this will also be a great tutorial for them as well. So with that, I'm going to show you my collection of One Piece trading cards. The first thing that I did was I got these wonderful binders. I got them from Treasure Coast Magic here on the Treasure Coast, and I bought them in different colors, and I also ordered these stickers from Amazon to put on and decorate them up with my One Piece stickers. And what I also did was I put them in set order, number order, and the number order, set order also comes in colors. So I'll get right into it. These are basically the One Piece cards. They start with red, and they are in number order, starting with set 1, which is Romance Dawn, card number 1 in Romance Dawn in English. And I started this binder that way. And as I went through, I just continued to put them in. You can see I'm missing a few of the cards from the set of Romance Dawn English 1. And then from there, it changes colors, and each one of these colors forms up a deck of cards. So when you have a card that's a leader card, you match the leader's color up with the cards that play with that leader when you're playing the game. But for collecting them, I just put them into this binder in color order. I'll get back to the colors and how they relate to playing with the game in a minute, but wanted to show you that right after I went from English Romance Dawn, I also got the Japanese. And I did do them also in order. I put them 1 through, I think it's 120. And so this is book number 1 and also has set number 2 in it in English, which is, it goes Romance Dawn, and then it goes Paramount War. And that's all in this book in both English and Japanese. And then I switched off to a red binder. I got the ones that don't have the rings in them, so it doesn't ruin the cards. And each one of these cards is actually in its own sleeve as well. There's different sleeves that you can get for them. There are different sizes. You just do whatever is best for you. But this now goes into the third set and the third series. You can see I'm missing the third card in the third set, which is Pillars of Strength. And then straight after Pillars of Strength, which is in number and color order, I went right into the fourth series, which is Kingdoms of Intrigue. And that, of course, started its own set of beautiful artwork and beautiful colors and beautiful characters. And of course, because I'm attached to the characters, they mean even more to me. There are different types of cards in here. There's common cards, uncommon cards, rares, super rares, secret rares. There's manga cards, and all of those also come in alt arts, which are very valuable and can be extremely valuable to people who love the game and want to play it and want to trade off to build up their decks. So towards the back of this book, I also put a little page of where when you enter into a tournament, they give you a little black or white pack for being in the tournament. And inside of that pack is a separate card that's not in the series box. It's actually in the starter sets. So when One Piece first came out with cards, they started different starter sets. They're 1 through, I think they're on 8 or 9 right now. And then they go, they're going to continue to go, and each one has a different color and a different leader, and they came from different sets. So you can add those into your collection, but they are separate from the actual boxes that you buy. This book right here, changed color again, put some different stickers on it. These are all of my extras. They're ones that I had multiples of. I had, duplicates from having one of each of the collection. They're rares and they're shiny. So I basically put all of my extra shiny cards, and you can see the red, the blue, the different characters. Doflamingo and Nami is in here, and Monkey D. Luffy. There's just so many beautiful, beautiful artworks. Khalifa. And then also I have a set in the back that I found at another local store. Let's see, where are those? These are the leaders. If you can see that up close, these are just duplicate of the different leader cards. So when you see these cards, they actually color coordinate to the game playing. So right now in this video, I'm going to show you one of the decks I'm building is Nami. And Nami is blue, and so she uses blue cards. And the cards that are in there are character cards, event cards, and stage cards. And they all work together with Nami against my opponent. And we'll go into that again in just a minute, but I did want to show you these really beautiful, unique cards that I had gotten at a local comic shop. And I wasn't sure where they came from, but they were cool. They had the wanted poster, signage on there, and they were just really beautiful, and I really loved the characters. So I have one page of them that I just found in a random book. When I went to do some research, I did see somebody on TikTok who actually got these out of a gumball machine. They put 75 cents in, 3/4, and they pushed the knob in, and out came a card, and inside were these cards. And I don't know if it was somewhere random in a mall or if it was at maybe a Comic-Con somewhere, but that's where they seem to have come from. So that's part of my collection as well of the cards. I also have a lot of extra commons and uncommons, and I wanted to get this into the shot just briefly to show you that this is where I'm storing a lot. I have everything in order: English, Japanese Romance Dawn, English Romance Dawn. Then I have the Paramount War, which you can see I don't really have too many of those. I also have Pillars of Strength, and then Kingdom of Intrigues, which is the newest set. And those are just how I store the rest of them. This cool piece right here is a One Piece card playing mat, and it's cool because it has Monkey D. Luffy on it, and also has these little boxes outlined here. So that's how I'm going to show you a little bit about how to play this game and what's so cool about it. Like I said, I love playing card games, so this really worked well. I did go with Nami, who's the leader, and she pretty much goes right here in the center. And her deck is built around the blue cards. Different ones have different powers, and they cost different amounts of money, or so to say. Dawn is what the card game calls it. And basically, they're all going to work together to... Her main motive is to basically lose all of the cards in her deck. She wants to get rid of all of them. Some cards and some decks that are built have different abilities where they manipulate life, how much you have, how much you get, how much you lose. Some are attack mode, and it's just attack, attack, attack. So the different colors and the different characters all do different things. The deck is built with your leader and 50 cards. And I took the 50 cards and I put them into these really cool black sleeves. And these are really nice because there's a texture on them which helps shuffle them really well when you're shuffling them up, before you play. And then they slide really easily while you're playing as well. And the game basically starts where you get 5 cards in your hand and 5 cards in your life. And your life go over here on this side of the mat. I'll line those up real quick. These you get to look at in your hand. And it looks like there's all different cards there that do different things. And then the rest of the deck goes right over here. And your opponent is on the other side. You also get what's called Dawn. And Dawn looks like this. There are these black and white cards that come in the packs. You usually just get one in a pack, an individual pack, but they also make really fancy, really pretty ones that have different characters and different scenes from the animation on the card, and that makes them extra special and makes them a very valuable treasure to try to hunt for. So some of the packs have really nice ones that they've come out with. There's special packs that are carrying 2 right now that everybody's after. One is Crocodile, the other one says I love you. But this is basically your money in the game. So you only get 10. And on each turn, you get to add more to your pile in order to play the game and play your cards. So basically, each person is going to take a turn, and they're going to turn over 1 Dawn card or 2 Dawn cards, depending on what turn it is, over next to them. And based upon this number right here on the right-hand side of it, if you're facing the card on your right-hand side, there's this little number here, 0. This one says 1. This one says 2. These all mean different things. This one right here on this side is how much it costs to play this card. So you only have 1, which means you can only play something that has 1 card on it, a 1 on it. And since this card right here is not a card that can be used right now based upon its power and what it says to do in these little sections, I can't really use it, so I would pass the turn. But basically what you're going to want to do is take turns with the other person. Each time you take a turn, you add 2 more Dawns to your pile, so you build up enough, let's say, money or Dawns in order to play the cards. And then when the cards are played, you're basically going to turn your Dawns sideways like this to say that you're using them. This one right here, let's say for instance it only costs 3. It doesn't, but let's say it only costs 3 to play. You would put it up here where your characters would be on like a main board. And these are the characters that can attack the other person's leader. The other person's leader can do different things with different cards, but that's basically the gist of it. And each time you get, the other person is done with their turn, you get to add 2 more and reset your money back to the beginning. If you have somebody who is attacking your leader and you cannot defend the attack with any of these little instructions on the cards, you take over here from your lifeline. So basically, as you're taking from your life, you're killing your life off, or they're killing your life off, or you're killing their life off. When these are gone, that means the game is ended. Like I said, all of these cards have different activities and different things that they do. You can either draw an extra card on each turn. You can get rid of cards, which is Nami's job, is to put them here in this trash pile, is to just get rid of her cards and have to trash them over here. These cards, when they're swinging or let's say attacking the other person, they swing to the side this way and they do the attack. If your card's up here, if, let's say you've played multiple characters based upon how much money you've spent over here or how many Dawns you've spent, let's say for instance, they're in this position, that means the other person can't attack them. If they're turned to the side, that means they've attacked the other person and they're swinging what their abilities are to the other person. And this number right here that you're seeing on the side is also part of the game. It's a higher number than what it costs to use the card, but this is the amount or the number that you're going to swing to your opponent. Basically, if it says 3,000, but you have a leader on the other side that's 5,000, you can't really outdo the 3,000 with the 5,000. You have to either add money onto him to make him worth more, which can be done with these Dawn cards, because like I said, they're kind of like money. Each one is 1,000. So he's 3,000 right now. This would add 2 extra 1,000 on him, and he would be 5, and he could swing to your lead and attack your lead. And if your lead cannot defend themselves, then they would draw a life, and that would end that particular move. If these are turned on their side and now it's the other person's turn, these are attackable when they're resting like this. When they're not resting, they're like this, and the other person can't attack them. There are cards inside of the deck that can attack cards that are not rested, and then they get trashed over to this side. But that's basically the back and forth of the game. And so I won't make this a really intense getting into it video. I know that can be kind of boring to watch. I'll end it right now by just saying this is the basic dynamics of a Nami deck. It's basic instructions on how to play. It does get a lot more intense. And I can explain it to you more on another time. But for today, like I said, the basics are you have 50 cards. You have 1 leader, and you have 10 Dons. These little guys right here are basically like your money. You get lives. Once your lives run out, you either win or lose the game. And that is basically how the One Piece game is played. Now, just wanted to show you guys, like I said, these cards come in different leaders. This is Zoro, and the sleeves also come where you can put them in different colors. This one is black, and I made a green deck with green backing on for my Zoros, and there's an actual Zoro card to actually play the game. Again, this is 50 cards. These covers are awesome. They just really shuffle really nicely, so that when you're shuffling, you basically just shuffle them up like this. Your opponent cuts the cards for you. You put them over here in this section on your mat. Your leader's in the middle. You're going to draw 5 cards, and you'll be able to look at them. And then this particular leader, how do we know he gets 5 lives? It says that right over here in this corner of the card. So I know I went over a couple of different numbers on the card and what they all mean, but then again, like I said, there's your life. And then for this set, my Zoro, my green, I also have these cool Monkey D. Luffy holders for my Dons. And these are the Dons that are actually really beautiful. I love them all. They have the special graphics from the show's scenes with the different characters on it. There's Shanks, there's Vivi, there's Crocodile, there's Sanji. I have some of them in English and I have some of them in Japanese. So I do like to play with these fancier Don cards. They do the same exact thing as the plain black and white ones, but basically they just have a bit of more of a bling, and that's how that's done. So your leader would be here. You would have your 5 cards in front of you. You would get to play these cards based upon how much money in each turn you have. You give or take life, and basically you're drawing from the deck as well each turn. You turn over Don, you take a card. You turn over Don, you play your cards, you take a card. So that's basically the Zoro deck. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you're all enjoying the videos.